laser beam shoots out. The man instantly disappears from the chair. Upon closer inspection, turns out the man has been shrunk to the size of an ant and almost fell off the chair. Nick is a folk inventor. He invented a machine that can shrink and enlarge objects, but after a few experiments, he found that the machine still has some flaws, but it's no problem for making apple juice. One day, the neighbor's kid was playing baseball, accidentally hit the baseball into Nick's lab, and accidentally turned on the switch of the machine. 4 kids walked into the lab to find the baseball. A laser suddenly shot out. The kids were instantly shrunk by 10,000 times. Their bodies, now shrunk, are only the size of ants. Even a nail in front of them is a big obstacle. Just then, a little dog came in and started barking at them. The loud noise was deafening. Seeing their dad come back, they stood on the sofa waving for help, but no matter how they shouted, Dad couldn't hear, and almost stepped on them. Dad habitually sat on the sofa. Unexpectedly, he sat on the floor. This vibration knocked all 4 of them to the ground. Seeing the mess in the room, Dad picked up the broom and started cleaning. The shrunken ones scurried back and forth, but they still couldn't escape Dad's broom. In the end, they were all swept into the trash can. The 4 of them were treated as garbage and thrown outside the garden. They used a piece of glass to cut open the garbage bag. Upon closer inspection, they found that their own yard had turned into a primitive jungle. They slid down along the small grass leaves. Suddenly there was a rumbling overhead. The 4 of them quickly hid, only to find out it was a small butterfly. They continued to walk forward, but found a river. But upon closer thought, this should be a puddle of urine from their dog. The younger brother suddenly thought that the dog's hearing was the most sensitive. Maybe they could find them. So they climbed onto a vine and blew the whistle that the dog was familiar with. The dog heard the sound and ran out immediately, but the sudden appearance of a cat scared it back. Suddenly the vine shook. The younger brother accidentally fell on the stamen. Just then, a bee collecting pollen just flew by. The younger brother was taken away by the bee. Greg, in order to save his younger brother, also jumped on the bee. The 2 brothers were flying around the yard on the bee. Dad instinctively picked up a baseball bat and swung at the bee. Fortunately, he didn't hit it. Otherwise, this might be very painful. Dad suddenly looked at the baseball and remembered something, then looked at the broken window of the lab. He hurriedly ran to the room to check, and found the shrunken sofa. He speculated that the children might have been shrunk. He lay on the ground looking around. When he saw the broom, he instantly understood. The children have already been swept out as garbage.